Living organisms carry out thousands of chemical reactions every day in order to stay alive. These chemical reactions, which occur inside each cell of organisms, are collectively known as metabolism. And metabolism refers to the sum total of all chemical reactions that take place in a living organism to provide energy, support growth, repair tissues, and maintain life. Metabolism is divided into two major processes, anabolism and catabolism. In this lesson, we'll focus on anabolism. We'll learn about its meaning, the characteristics, examples, and its importance in living organisms. So, what is anabolism? Anabolism is the process by which simple substances are built up into more complex substances using energy. This energy is usually in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. This is why anabolism can also be called biosynthesis because it synthesizes or makes complex molecules. So, anabolism is a building up process in living organisms. It helps organisms to grow, to repair damaged tissues, and to store energy. How exactly does anabolism work? Anabolism happens through a series of chemical reactions in living cells. Each of these reactions are carefully controlled by enzymes and require energy to proceed. First, the cell produces or obtains simple molecules known as building blocks. These include substances such as glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, and nucleotides. These small molecules may come from digestion or metabolic reactions within the cell. After obtaining these simple molecules, energy is supplied, usually in the form of ATP. This energy is needed to activate these simple molecules so that they can combine with one another. Without this energy, the building up reactions of anabolism cannot happen. Finally, the activated small molecules are joined together in a step-by-step manner to form larger, more complex molecules. For example, amino acids are linked together to form proteins. Glucose molecules are linked together to form glycogen or starch. And simple molecules are combined during photosynthesis to form carbohydrates. Through these processes, anabolism leads to growth, repair of tissues, formation of body structures, and storage of energy. Because it requires energy and results in the synthesis of complex substances, anabolism is described as an energy consuming building up process in living organisms. So let's look at the major significant characteristics of anabolism. Knowing these characteristics will help you be able to classify whether a reaction is anabolic or catabolic. Anabolic reactions require energy and it results in the synthesis of complex molecules. It also leads to growth and development, and it occurs in living cells. These are the major characteristics you should know about anabolism. Let's look at some examples of anabolism in detail. Photosynthesis is one of the best examples of anabolism. In this process, simple inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water are combined to form complex organic substances like glucose using energy. Green plants use light energy from the sun trapped by chlorophyll to combine carbon dioxide and water to form glucose. Let's check if this reaction is catabolic or anabolic. Simple substances like carbon dioxide and water are built into complex substances like glucose. So that means photosynthesis is a building up process. It requires energy and the product is stored for growth and reproduction. Based on these characteristics, we can classify photosynthesis as an anabolic reaction. Another example is protein synthesis. This can happen both in plants and animals. Photosynthesis is an anabolic process in which amino acids are joined together to form proteins, which are essential for growth and tissue repair. During this process, amino acids are linked by peptide bonds using energy supplied by ATP. So, protein formation can either be formed by amino acids and energy to give protein, or amino acids to form dipeptides and water. Another example is glycogen formation or glycogenesis in animals. When excess glucose is present in the body, especially after eating, it is converted into glycogen and stored away for later. Fat or lipid synthesis is another example of anabolism. Fats are formed when fatty acids combine with glycerol to form lipids. This process occurs mainly in the liver and fat tissues. So we have fatty acids plus glycerol to give us fat and water. And then finally, under our examples, we have nucleic acid synthesis, that is formation of both DNA and RNA. Cells build DNA and RNA by joining nucleotides together. This process is essential for growth, for cell division, and inheritance. So, nucleotides combine with energy to form DNA or RNA. Why exactly do we need to learn about or know about anabolism? Anabolism is important because it supports growth and development. It helps in the repair of damaged tissue. It helps in the storage of energy for future use, and it helps to maintain body structures. Without anabolism, living organisms cannot grow or survive. So, that's it for this quick summary on anabolism. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.